Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Get Vote podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Get Vote, a podcast anchored in our love of folk music. We're enough slack in the line to bring into our worlds of Berlin, Limerick, and beyond. My name is Andrew.
My name is Edward. That was lovely, Andy. That was really nice intro music. Let's come back to it in a second. I'll just give you all blurb there. Welcome to the Get Folk podcast, as Andy said. And if you want to support the podcast, please subscribe to us on Substack, the home of the podcast. But you can also, if you just want to listen, eavesdrop, which I guess is what listening is really, isn't it? Well, not when you intend to be heard, I guess. That's not eavesdropping. So we intend to be heard. So listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube, guilt-free. You know, you don't feel guilty.
Or our spiritual home.
Nasty sense of guiltiness that comes with eavesdropping on people's conversation. I know what that.
Don't forget our
like.
spiritual home.
Substack, I said it. That was the
Did
first
you?
one.
I do. I couldn't remember.
First one I said, and that was that music was lovely, Andy. It felt like at the start it could have been like, do you know what it could have been? Do you know what movie that music could have been? It could have been Rob Roy. That's what I felt like. I got a Rob Roy vibe to it.
Rob Roy, what was that? Is that like some Australian bandit?
No, that was Liam Neeson, Scottish Highlands.
Yeah.
Remember that movie? No, that was huge in the 90s.
Rob Roy. It's somewhat familiar, but no. Actually, it's not at all. Rob Roy. It's not. Is it not? No, it's not landing with me at all.
Liam Neeson, one of Liam Neeson's most famousest movies. It's great.
Well, I guess it does fit the Highland mystical folk journey type thing, because that was the music of Capella Cotra. I hope I say the names right. There's going to be a lot of kind of me hoping I'm getting the words right in this episode, because as I said last week, I was going to see a concert in the wonderful Bavul, by the way, which I got a t-shirt.
Nice.
Folkberg Berlin, which is the collective that kind of Bavul, a lot of the kind of Bavuls, well, that's where their Tuesday collective comes to, and all the workshops happen, and kind of you can become part of the group. I don't know how you become part of the group, but if you really want to be part of the group, write to me and I'll figure it out somehow. Stick you in there.
But you're part of the group, right?
I'm part of the group, but I was sent by an Italian friend of ours who has played music with us before us when we've played some concerts from I Pizzicati. And he put me in the Pizza Cats, as they're more commonly known. And
that's their international name.
That's their yeah. So just because the layman wouldn't get it. The layman wouldn't really get the
it's too many
nuance of music.
It's too smart. It's too clever, the name. And it gave us pause when selecting our name, not to be too clever.
But so that was I was at that concert on Thursday night.
Awesome.
And it was amazing. It was really good. It was such a little intimate venue that is Bavul, but just the way they set it up. And there was only two of them. I think there's three members of it. There is three members of it. So I have a few notes written down, because it's I fear I fear. Oh, what is this now? Oh, of course, I have messed up my notes already. So
Awesome.
that's technology for you.
Are they notes? You didn't write them in a notepad, you wrote them in a phone, I guess.
I have some notes here because I don't know how far or deep we'll go into this or how much. How's your week been first before we jump on? And we will speak about Capella Cotra in a few months. But how are you, man? How are you? Let's do this first.
Well, my week was fine. I did actually write down some notes because I was kind of conscious that I couldn't really think of anything that I'd done. So I just had wrote down some things that I'm
I
doing.
wrote down what I did.
Well, nothing stood out in my mind as noteworthy. So so I don't know. I just I was a couple of things that I've been watching Succession. That's one thing. I don't think you've got into that. That show Succession.
I did. I did season 1 and season 2, and then I just kind of okay. I get what's happening here, and it's not digressing. It's not moving. I know other people have said it's absolutely amazing, and I've loved watching it at the end. But for me, it just started looping a little bit.
I get where you're coming from. I don't want to ruin any kind of. I don't want to make any spoilers for anybody, but I get what you mean. There does seem to be, and they say it themselves. The characters say it themselves about the repetitiveness of what's going on sometimes.
But that maybe is the reality of the. It's not a fact-based program, but heavily influenced by a certain. We mentioned it before, the Murdoch family, I believe.
I think so. Yeah, I don't know enough about the Murdoch family to see how close.
We're ready to take them on as well. This is the Get Folk podcast is ready for them too. They can't take us down.
No,
unless they cut the internet. Then that's the only.
Well, they don't even have to. 9 times out of 10, they don't even have to mess with our internet connection. Our internet connection is shit enough as well as it is, so it's fine. But no, I was watching that. I was and I know somebody as well. This whole Succession thing, and obviously it focuses on, I think we as people in general, we really. There's so many shows that focus on the upper strata of no matter what it is, be it business or be it in royalty. We really fetishize that upper level, where people live in opulent wealth. We can't seem to get enough of that. And even myself, I enjoy watching that
to the point where we fictionalize it. And we believe it's like watching Lord of the Rings almost. I think that's my kind of the sad thing about watching all those programs is homes under the hammer, or selling houses in whatever Palm Beach kind of, there's the Palm Beach. So many of them, as you said, are focused on the upper echelons of
ridiculously beyond the means of us. Do you know what I mean? And I would say 90% of people, and yet we can't seem to get enough of it. I like that there's shows about the royal family, there's shows about, you know what I mean, always focusing on these upper people. And I was there just today, and found out about I know somebody who's in a company who was bought by another company, and now there's layoffs today, and it's that side of things is the reality of all this upper level buying and selling, and mergers and acquisitions. So, mergers and acquisitions, and it pisses me off, But then I'm well, am I the fool? Maybe I'm the idiot. Maybe I should be getting in on the mergers and acquisitions. I should acquire something. I should merge myself.
Well, I sold an IKEA set of shelves there for €25 not half an hour ago.
Mergers and acquisitions.
25 euros. No, and there was no hop. I didn't give him any hop. He wanted 20. I was like, no, it's 25 or leave.
He's a Comerford, all right.
Comerford, all right.
Under the hammer.
Yeah. So we'll see how the next few sales go. But
there's another thing. Did you mention under the hammer? Is that a word? Is that why that's in my head?
Yeah, homes under the hammer or something. Yeah. But it's that's not the one I'm trying to think of, because that's more of a kind of a UK or Irish TV thing where it's supposed to be a normal Joe and regular Joe's trying to buy and sell it.
Regular Joe who's a descendant of Oliver Cromwell and has all of this stuff that was taken from Ireland and is worth millions. I mean there is a lot of stuff where it's but I think that show is sad for other reasons. I've seen clips of that show where this elderly couple come along and they go, Yes, we've had this tapestry in our attic for the. Oh no, we've had this tapestry that my mother had handed to her by her grandmother, and I just want to fucking sell it now. You know, it's like, like whoa, somewhere along the line you lost something. I don't know
Yeah.
what it was, you know, and I'm not saying you're right or wrong. I'm just saying, you know, you have to maybe acknowledge that there's something that's after
Yeah.
changing there. But yeah, it just like I like the show. I like Succession. It's really good drama, really well written, really good characters, really good actors. Um, so yeah, I do watch the show, and I would
Just as you're
recommend it.
saying
But
that now, like, and I
just
must
hate
show
that
this to you.
shit.
I must show it to you when I get home. Like, I know we were talking recently about how I love to go kind of searching through. Like, if you talk about
Yeah.
it's the attic wars or something, there's another kind of one that's like massive. But I remember when I was at home the last time and I was talking to, I was doing my own, just kind of searching through the boxes, and it sparked a conversation between my parents and me about stuff they had as old things as well. And I forgot to show it to you, like this mad coin from like the middle of the 19th century that they
Oh,
have, which like, God bless my father, he's like, that's worth thousands. That's worth thousands.
millions, I'd
Millions
say.
immediately, like, and then
Yeah.
you look it up and it's like, oh, it's worth like maybe 50 euros or something like that. But like, and again, it's like, it's not about what it's worth. Like, it's the sentimental value of it, even though it's not mine. But the coin is like, it wasn't a real, it's not a coin that was like minted by the banks, but it was minted by companies who at some
Go
stage,
away.
like during rationing, were giving out their own. So they were making their own coins that had value. I don't know, within the company or outside the company. You're only after dropping it back into my head there, talking about kind of stuff like that.
Did you say mid 19th century? As in
Mid nine
1800s?
in the 1800s.
What
I'm
companies were rationing then? What was rationing was going on there? I
maybe
wonder.
maybe
Well, I guess
maybe
the
I've gone
famine
back.
was going on. I guess.
Maybe I've gone back too far, mid 20th century. I'll have to get the mother on the brother. Now I'm doing the thing my father does. It was the middle of the 12th century.
Oh,
And it was
cool.
it was
Because
it was a refrigerator company in the middle of the 12th century.
oh,
But yeah, really, really nice things, and just like, yeah, that probably don't bear any real value anymore, like, because there's so many of them. Oh, but the it's the
are you,
sentimental. Right. Sorry, I heard a door creaking, which means someone's
yeah.
entering
You on
the
Door
house.
Watch as well? I'm also on Door Watch. It's
Door
like,
watch. It'll happen in a second there. I hope it's someone of
yeah.
mine. I hope it's just not some random guy that just opens the door. Yeah, no,
Hello.
he's one of mine now. So I'll talk
Very
to you in a
good.
little while. All right.
It kind of reminds me of Twin Peaks when Bob makes his first appearance. Remember Bob was the real bad guy? What's that, Bob?
Yes.
Do you remember that? Do you remember when Bob made an appearance in Twin Peaks? No.
I do. Yes. Yeah.
Really
Bob.
creepy. It's
Mhm.
incredibly scary. Like for something so. And do you know who that guy was? Did we talk about this already?
We did. We were kind of focused a little bit on Twin Peaks because I had just watched all of
because
season
your
one.
man died. Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway, yeah, okay, I won't rehash it. So, but yeah, I'm also on Door Watch here because I'm recording in the kitchen. But my children are knocking around. Now I've fed them, so they're at the trough. But that doesn't really give us a load of cushion.
No.
They could.
Right,
They could come in.
Let's jump into something then. Oh, yeah, but like I did actually. Now that you say you were writing down notes, what happened your week? There's only one notable thing that I wrote
Yeah.
down beyond kind of this for this week, and
Yeah.
that was I wrote down, which is the name of this episode, which is karaoke.
Oh, very good. Did you go?
I didn't go to karaoke, but I made a kind of a faux pas, and it wasn't intentional at all. And I made it in my head. And
Faux
even
pas generally aren't intentional, though. They're
there you
usually
go.
unintentional.
And unintentional and unintended in what? And I don't even know if it was received that way, but I've created the narrative of, God, I shouldn't. You know, one of those moments where you shouldn't have said that, because we started work this week and some new colleagues have started, and we just got chatting I sat down. I was just chatting to this old colleague and a new colleague.
Okay.
One colleague that I work quite closely with, and the other one was completely new. And I was like, "Oh, how are you doing? You well? My name is Andrew, la la la." And she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry, yeah, I'm just a little bit shy." She said, "The blah blah blah, like, just a bit nervous to kind of talk to everyone." And I was like, "Oh well, you're chatting away there right now. I don't think you're shy at all." I was like, "Before you know it, I'll be just hearing you singing karaoke or something like that." And then I was like, why did I say karaoke? Because the thing was, this lady was Asian. And I feel like that I stumbled upon this, like, and I meant it in the case of like, well, you do karaoke when you're not feeling confident.
Yeah.
You kind of get up and that requires a certain degree of confidence. But in my head, I was like, oh God, is she going to think I'm some sort of fucking Is that racism when if you were to like all no, it's stereotyping. That's all. It's not a form of racism, is it?
I think I think if stereotyping becomes extreme enough, it becomes racism. I guess.
Okay.
Isn't that
Yeah,
it? It's
yeah.
not,
Well, I wasn't. Just
like,
for the record, I wanted to put it
yeah,
out
yeah,
there
yeah,
on
yeah.
this national radio,
Yeah.
national podcast.
Absolutely, it's a matter of public record now. Andy is not a racist.
So let it be known, Andrew is not a racist.
You're kind of, I suppose you're kind of afraid that what happened there was a kind of you see these not magicians, they're kind of like they have a different name for themselves, like they can get apparently guess what color you're thinking. What are those guys?
Or
You know what I mean? No. It's not tele. That's not that. Anyway, one of these guys. There's a really famous Irish guy who does it, or used to be famous anyway. So what they're doing is they're giving you like little
Illusionist?
mental cues. It's somethingist,
Mentalist?
something like that. Mentalist. Thank you. Yeah. So they give you these little subliminal cues that get you to think purple, and you write down purple. They're like, I bet you've written down purple, motherfucker. And then you're like, oh my God, you're amazing. Here's €1 million for mergers and acquisitions.
And like Darren Brown, wasn't he? Wasn't he one?
Yeah, he was one of them. Although he did kind of stunts as well and stuff like that. But yeah, that kind of stuff. I can't think of the Irish guy. And then, so you were kind of afraid that maybe there was a subliminal thing going on there where you were like, I've seen an Asian person, and now karaoke's in my head.
Yeah.
But to be fair,
and I was
Andy,
worried
that's not a negative thing. I don't think. I think if somebody saw an Irish person who were like, I think karaoke, when I see an Irish person, I'd be like, yeah, that's okay. Don't mind being associated with that.
But it truly was the act of karaoke being the opposite of what she was describing herself as.
I understand. It made logical sense.
Because there was a colleague in between us, she kind of looked at me sideways going like, what do you mean by that?
See, people can third parties can make things worse than you know what I mean, than you intended. You know what I mean? So like I remember I was at a match once, and I was on the sideline as usual and like a sub, and the manager came along and he asked a group of us standing. He said, "What was the score at half time?" And in my mind, the score hadn't changed. It was the same score as it was at half time. And I said, it's the same as it was at half time, because I knew they knew the score at half time and everybody knew the score at half time. And this other guy who turned on as if I'd made a smart comment and went, ooh, in front of everybody, like, and made it a big thing. It became a big thing. And to the point where like the manager guy looked at me sideways like, and just fucking shook his head and walked away. So like, of a completely innocent comment, I remember the third party made it a thing. and I was benched ever since. I soon retired after that.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
No, you know what I mean? Like that, like it's all like a third person there. If they react weirdly, they have an awful lot of power.
Absolutely, the old mob mentality can all grab.
Yeah.
Well, that's not really mob mentality, but you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean. Like, yeah, I do know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
But come here.
All
right. So let's jump into that beautiful.
I've done other stuff.
Do you know what I'll do?
I've done other stuff this week.
You know
I've done other stuff this week as well. I mean, I'm about to think you cut me off. That's it. That's it. And
the voice you heard there. So there was two of the Capella Cotra band members.
What does that mean? Do you know?
I'll get to that. Okay. I'm jumping around right now. I'll get to that. I knew you'd have that question. I knew you'd throw it at me. And I need to pull up the proper notes for it to actually tell you about it.
It means
I
pizza
feel like
cats,
with all
doesn't
of these things that I've been reading about this band and their background, because it's all set in Eastern Europe, all names have just strange things. And but I believe it's I'm going to give you that one. It's the river between. It's somehow I think it's connected to the river that's between Lithuania and Belarus. But again, I'm pretty sure it's something to do with that. But let me just. Do you know what I'll do? I'll just play something and then I can read a little bit.
Cool.
So once again,
Nice.
another lovely tune. So very tune based, but also like lovely folk singing as well from the singer Alina, and I'm gonna Kandaiba,
Did you
who's
did you say there's two of them?
there's two people performing there. There is the lady who is on the cello and on vocals, and then there
Yeah.
is a very fluffy man, extremely fluffy. He's got very fluffy hair. He's got a fluffy mustache. He's just the fluffiest man, and very and as with all people that are that fluffy, you can't help but be adorable as well. It's just there's just it's like one of those shaggy dogs. I'm sure he gets it all the
Noted.
time, and if he is listening, he's probably just going to go another one that said it. But you got to say it. He's just very fluffy and very
I'm gonna
cuddly.
have to get up a picture of this guy.
You'll have to get it. Well, you won't have to
You've
actually, because I already, as a matter of kind of point, I was so impressed by this band, and I was like, okay, what am I going to do to kind of? I can't keep saying I'm a lover of folk without kind of throwing my hat in fire. So you'll find in your inbox, Ed, there's a copy of this album.
Was that from
Um,
you? Was
that was
that because
from that was
I got a gift, yeah, from via Bandcamp, and I didn't know. I was like, has Andy been hacked, or is this legit?
I
I
have
just
not been
saw it
hacked.
there today. I
So
just
there
saw
you
it there
go
today.
now. So and you
It's
can then.
it's an old email, Andy. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh
It
no,
go-
it's not the
it
one that's
goes
connected
back.
to you. Oh sugar.
There you
So
go.
you
No,
have
no,
to
no.
set
As
up
in like as in your username is an old one, the one on Bandcamp. You know.
Oh yes,
So
it
like
does. It does. Well, it's
it's
a
a
new
very
account because I couldn't find my old account. So this is just another
lovely.
database being opened just to take on all my usernames and passwords. So while
The
I'm trying
amount
to
of
save the world with one hand at folk, I'm destroying it with the other hand with all these usernames, passwords, and different email addresses that I keep setting
just
up.
just all the water that their database are going to use just to keep track of all your fucking accounts. But is that them? So that's
So that's two of them. That's two of them. I think she plays like the percussionist, or the instrument that it says here is it's TSIMBL. Basically, the three members are Morgan Maruthia from Australia, and then I believe two Belarusians, Alina
nice.
Kandaiba and Katsarina Hill. And Katsarina Hill plays the TSIMBL. But I guess it's symbol. Is it the symbols? But it
Don't
seems like,
know.
is that a very general way of saying like just
It's funny the way her name like really was like, okay, we've made you work for the first name. We're gonna give you a pass on the second name.
yeah.
So well done. That's very
But
good.
let me read out. So the trio Capella Kotra were founded in the spring of 24 in Vilnius, capital of Lithuania, around the virtuoso Australian violinist Morgan Maruthia. Maruthia is joined by the two equally virtuosic Belarusian musicians Alina Kandaiba and Katsrina Hill. Together they sing and play klezmer music, as well as Jewish and Northeastern European music collected in the early 20th century. Fresh, authentic, and with tremendous energy, the three are part of a new generation of musicians who continue to discover new treasures in the original homeland of Yiddish music and bring them to the stage with conviction and enthusiasm.
Okay, so it's Yiddish as in like the Jewish music, I guess. So
Yeah, like it's very much, but you can hear that as well. It kind of has that
yeah,
feeling.
Fiddler on the Roof kind of stuff, almost. I don't
Yeah,
know.
and they're kind of their project, or like they already have this album released, and they're kind of really into looking up early 20th century music from this kind of genre, and just trying
Okay.
to kind of reinvent it and model it, or bring it into their music as well. So it's but it's a wonderful kind of style, and her singing is just absolutely amazing in terms of kind of the raw power and kind of lilting that she gets going when she is singing, and out of nowhere as well, like for all intents were like she's dressed kind of she's the both times I've seen her, because I've seen her at the workshop before as well, and it's very traditional wear what she is wearing. It's almost um like Little House in the Prairie would be the closest thing I can kind of imagine in terms of what people are wearing, and that was the same the last time when the other lady was there and they did the workshop on dancing as well. So and then the Australian guy, this Morgan, he's like dressed in kind of it's still kind of like I don't know. We have a friend who does a lot of ballroom dancing, and just there's a certain style to, but a classical style to how people are dressed. and the two of them just look amazing on stage, and then just playing wise with the violin, and the sound quality. Again, I would encourage anyone and everyone to go on to Bandcamp and pay for this album, because yeah, you support the artist, one, and two, like the recordings that I have are done with a very basic recording device, and you can almost hear it every time the cello is brought into it. That's what messes with it, because it goes too bassy.
Yeah.
And you hear
I
that.
thought there was I thought there was a synth at play there first, and then I was like, oh no, it's probably just the recording is not able to pick up the cello properly. But I've gotten so you've sent me their album. That's very nice. It's telling me to open the gift. Spam straight away. Fuck. Damn it.
1,000 princes will be yours. You just sent back a gift.
To all these princes. Damn it, got me again, Andy. Okay, I'll have to open that now. I'm looking forward to that, because I have the Bandcamp app on my phone, and I can listen. So I can listen to stuff in the car. It's really nice.
So there you go.
Thank you. That's a very nice. God,
let
what
me
a
throw
moment
another
on the
one out there
podcast.
before I transition into the conversation about the next part. There's a part of this one as well, so it was a nice little intimate. Just all right, door watch. I had to. It's always sad when your children look at you and you're like, go away, even though you haven't seen them all day, and it's like, yeah, I can't talk to you right now.
But the house is on fire.
I'm busy just making history here. I'm trying
busy potting. Potting, man. Just relax.
Yeah, I like this one because it has a certain element that transcends all genres, all music. Is when the crowd try to get involved.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's the magical clap, the clap along, which is always but they're fantastic. They just kind of keep going through it as well, because their time signatures changed as well in mid songs sometimes as well. So that really threw the clappers. And there's two things. I think we've talked about this before. It's like once you start clapping, you can't really exit.
You can't stop.
I
mean, that was a classic.
It's going on for way too long that eventually people are on their own. It's like, oh God, I better stop. It's like nobody else is joining.
And and it's like they started way too early in that song. You could tell. You know what I mean? You're in for the long haul. I mean, who knows how long these songs last?
Yeah.
And then and then the person that you're saying, okay, they stay clapping, and they're like, okay, I know I've started clapping. I'm going, they should be worthy of your admiration, but it's the opposite. It's like man, know when the animal needs to be put down. Just you have to put the animal out of its misery. Just shoot it now and just stop clapping.
Yeah. So, but I said, I don't know, it's wrong maybe of us to think that to feel that way as well. No, it's not. I guess we just have an opinion on it. No, it's not. It's not wrong. But right. I do get it. I do get people get into it and they get excited, and the song immediately goes, oh, I just want to move to, because it was for having just two people, one on a cello and one on a violin, and for this style of music, it was very much would love to be up and dancing and jumping around to this. I could totally imagine this group up on a massive stage and just a whole kind of festival crowd jumping around to this kind of music. It was really, really beautiful, and even the way she spoke about it in terms of where the music is coming from, which is kind of a Belarusian Lithuanian background. Because there was a whole area there that was basically Lithuania or Belarusian Jews or Lithuanian Jews, was a whole area there that had this kind of cultural background as well. But she spoke a little bit about herself not being able to go back to Belarus really anymore. Her and a lot of her countrymen and women, because of what's his name, Lukashenko? Is it Lukashenko?
Yeah, Lukashenko,
So just basically she spoke just a little bit that if she could be arrested, she would be arrested if she was to go back because like back in the 2020, I think it was the most recent ones was 2020 elections when he it was just blatantly corrupt that he like I think the opposition parties got like 2% of the vote when clearly a country was a lot more divided than that. But and then a lot of folk musicians and traditional musicians, like there was one band, I looked this article in BBC from 2023, and like three members of a band, a famous folk band called Tor Band, were arrested and given like between I think 7.5, 8 and 9 years in prison for inciting violence. Basically, they are inciting
Yeah.
extremism, and seeing that as well. Another band as well called Erdero, Erdorath. This is an article on Deutsche Welle. They got 2 years in prison. They're actually living in Berlin now. And it was heartbreaking to kind of read about it, like all these people that were just protesting whatever, just protesting the government, but the level of shutdown and the level at which it happens, like we forget about it. I guess in Ireland or indeed in Berlin or whatever right now for I guess modern age, we'd forget like that we take for granted, I guess, some of the freedoms we have, and you just see a young woman like that up singing songs and just I literally cannot go back because if I sing these songs, I'll be seen as a nationalist and in trying to incite, or maybe nationalist is the wrong word, but yeah, be seen as someone who's trying to rise people up against it, an elected official, and put in prison for a ridiculous amount of time. Like the stories from these Erderat, they're kind of they play bagpipes. They're very. It seems like the medieval thing, and you can feel that in the music that band as well. That Erderat. Erdorath. I gotta wish Irdorath.
Okay, we'll leave it to everybody else out there to
Yeah.
decide how they want to pronounce that.
Yeah,
Well done.
they spoke about their time in prison and how it was like they were only 2 years before they got released. It was 24 people in 20 square meters of a cell,
Oh,
and that wasn't including the colonies of cockroaches that they had to deal with. And every person that was in the prison, that was like them, that were political prisoners, were given yellow markings. So they all had to wear these yellow markings while they were in prison. So if you were in prison for whatever murder or rape or anything like that, you were there. But if you had a yellow marking on you, it was like that's a political prisoner, and clearly then you would be. Oh man, it was just mad, and all of the songs that she said. Well, not all of the songs, but a lot of the songs she sang about were very much to do with just kind of hope and new beginnings and springtime. I think that's a lot of the album that they've released is connected to a kind of a new beginnings and springtime. So
oh man, that's really heavy stuff, like, isn't it?
yeah, crazy, absolutely crazy. But yeah, as I said, a really really amazing concert with the two of them. And
Are they touring around a bit now, or
they're based in Lithuania, I think. They're based in, so they've been just finished off a tour. I think they did some kind of folk festivals. They were passing around. They'll definitely be at a folk festival next year because there is some sort of Yiddish folk festival as well. This is the other thing as well, that Bavul is very much kind of a liberal hub, where I was kind of like, oh, like with everything that's going on, right? How will this kind of Yiddish music be kind of seen here when it's kind of the most of the left leaning thing currently, like the war in Israel and Gaza and Lebanon, would give you this kind of ill feeling towards kind of that kind of music. You just hear it, but then like of course they're just in love with their culture and the folk music that stands behind them, and it's I guess it's how it can be manipulated and twisted against its people then if it's packaged in the right or wrong way. But this was a wonderful concert in a very liberal place that would be very much kind of anti-war, trying to kind of stop the war in Gaza and stop the killing or whatever. So it was kind of it was really really nice. And and her singing was just, I have another clip of her singing now, and that's kind of,
well, it's very impressive that she's able to sing while playing the cello. You said, was it?
yeah, playing the cello and singing, and he sings a little bit as well. There was a crowd participation part where we could have sang as well. It was like that. I don't even want to do it right now. I couldn't use it because I'm too close to the microphone and I nail it too much. If anything, I'm too good. That's my problem.
Yeah, it's across the bear.
But I'll give you one more taste of it, and that's where we'll leave these wonderful musicians.
Go for it.
Turn this up. Oh. That's it.
Well, lovely. She's some voice.
Oh, it's really nice, isn't it? It's just, and even though you don't know what she's singing about, I think it has that Highland, as you said earlier on, that Highland feel, that kind of feeling that you're kind of reminiscing or wanting. I guess what all folk songs are kind of anchored in, which is this kind of this sentiment for the homeland, which makes it all the sadder because she can't be there.
We were just talking about like third parties and the power they have within a conversation that they might not necessarily be. Well, they're involved in, I guess, but just with that beautiful music and the sentiment. And I just kind of was looking up, and we have a cat, as I told you, and she started doing that thing, the way cats do lick themselves, but they do that really particular lick where their leg is just cocked up and they look like a rotisserie chicken or something. And they're just licking their arse away. And that just filled my field of vision while that beautiful music was playing. I was like, you dickhead cat. You completely ruined the moment I was having here, just like... And now I've ruined it by passing that on to everybody else, but it was comical. It
would be interesting
during that really heartfelt
full
music.
song on, just with the background of a cat just in slow motion doing that, just looking at it.
Yeah, but it's the cocked leg. It's the way the leg is cocked over its head. It's comical. I mean, I think if cats knew how stupid they looked, I don't think they'd do that. I think they'd because they're too self-conscious. Cats are, I think,
they are. Yeah. It's all such egos,
such crazy egos. But man, that music is really beautiful, and thank you so much for the gift. And just with the music thing, I mean, like, just you say Bavula is liberal and whatever, like, I think, and how you were maybe questioning, I think, to me, I think like, I think I can't speak for anyone else, but it's like, you've got a government in Israel doing all these things, but I mean, to me that's separate from Jewish people. You know what I mean? That's a country, that's a state doing whatever. Like, you could disagree with that or view it whatever way you want. But I mean, the Jewish story is separate to that. It's okay, it's a branch of it. But it's certainly not the culmination of it, and it's certainly not like the full picture of what Jewish people have gone through and all the rest. Like, so there's a really rich culture there, and I think most people are intelligent enough to parse those things, separate those things out, and go, because you've got like you've got plenty of Jewish people in America. Jon Stewart, for one, is like he's Jewish, really famous, and he wouldn't really be up for what's going on. So you've got all these Jewish people coming out and saying, I disagree with this or disagree with that, or I agree with this or I agree with that. You know what I mean? So it's it's not like it's that. I think that's how people parse it. I don't think it's any. I don't think it's that strange that they would.
I guess I'm as someone who's always kind of worried, way too worried, not way too worried. You should always be kind of thinking about offending yourself or offending people and saying the wrong thing.
I only do it afterwards. I worry about it afterwards. I'm an after worrier.
Basically, every single time we record this podcast, afterwards is about a couple of hours of just self.
Have I fucked up there? Oh, that's just me, not just the podcast. Every conversation. Oh, did I offend that person? I wonder. But you'd think going in, I'd be like, maybe I shouldn't. But I never feel that way. I always just feel afterwards. Did I offend that person?
Yeah. It's all, just like I did at the start of this podcast. The problems only happen when you start to explain yourself. And that's when you can
when somebody else forces you to yourself.
Yeah.
I hate that. That's what I hate. But I think you did fine. I think I did fine. I think Bavul did fine. I think that band, I'm sorry, what's their name again? Quattro, Capella Quattro, is it?
It's I'm going to have to look it up again, man, because like I said, it's
I'm going to bet with Capella Quattro or something. That's what it was. Capella Cotra. Not
there
Quattro,
you go.
Quattro. It's not like a fucking Audi car. Quattro. They're
Capella
not an
Cotra.
Audi car. Okay, Capella Cotra. They sound amazing. I can't wait to listen to that album. That's going to be really cool. I'll listen to it on my way into work tonight. Get me all fired up.
So other than that, then I don't know if there's much. I haven't planned in much this week because I'm back to work myself. So
ouch.
It's met with a group of kids there today. The new batch. It's Saved by the Bell, the New Year's. It's like a whole new episode of Saved by the Bell.
Are they new to the school, or are they just new to your class?
Just new to my class, new to my.
So they all know each other already.
They all know each other.
Okay.
Yeah, and always that first day is always interesting because you're, there's this whole old thing of like never smile till Christmas with teachers. Like you're not supposed to kind of that's something you're kind of told when you start teaching. It's like don't smile till Christmas. Obviously it's not meant to be taken literally, but more so don't give an inch for the first couple of months because
set out your stall.
It's harder to pull it back. Kind of like parenting, I guess, in a way. It's like once it's gone a bit too far, once you've let too much kind of slide, it's harder to kind of ingrain the kind of expectation of like, no, you don't shit in the corner of the classroom. But if I leave that go too long, it can end up becoming the norm. And
I think the guy who shits
and I'm the asshole.
I think the guy who shits in the corner has he's burnt a lot of bridges with other students doing that. So
That's true. Bad example.
But I think that's good. That's because I had a teacher like that in secondary school. He was my favorite teacher, and he did that with us. I just now that you say it, I realized that he did that. It was the way you start in September, and your first year you do all the subjects, and then you pick your subject, pick your subjects, and then you move on with those. And he did that. He was the scariest man, like from September up until Christmas, and then you chose his class, and he was sound.
Yeah,
he was as in like you knew not to fuck around, but like he was a really good teacher. Like, and honestly, one of my like favorite teachers. And he's just one of these teachers who would talk to you like you're like you're an adult. He would treat you with a bit of respect until you act the bollocks, and then you're fucked.
Yeah. It'd be like because my kids are a little bit younger than that. It's a little bit funnier, but it's I definitely don't not smile. I definitely smile before Christmas. But I have more of a I guess as you older you get, the more kind of confident you feel about what you're doing as well. So it's more. I feel like I'm more Jekyll and Hyde, and I will be nice until you act like an asshole, and then I will rain down hell upon thee. No, I won't. But I did have a fun. I've never done this before, but I was like, because I don't like doing seating orders either. Like another thing of teachers is like trying to find the perfect combination of who will work with who, and this person will work with this person. Just hear someone at the door there now. Right. My young lad is out there. But I don't do that. I just kind of get the computer to randomly put people into seats, and I was like, that's where you're sitting for 6 weeks, because my philosophy is you're going to have to do this in life. You're not going to be able to just choose who you sit beside or hang out with. A lot of times when you go to work, you just got to get on with different people. So figure it out.
Okay,
is the theory behind it. But they're not used to this. They're used to being put where they're told to be put. So I made them write, like for 10 minutes. They had to imagine themselves as being their previous teacher that they just had. And they had to write from that teacher's perspective about, let's say about you, say, Eddie should sit where? So Eddie should not be sitting. So you can say to me who you should be sitting with. You should say to me who you should not be sitting with. But you have to do it from what you think your teacher will say, not what you think, but what your teacher would think. And I told him, if your teacher agrees with what you've written, I will give you a free pass for a day where you can sit anywhere in the classroom you want. But if your teacher does not agree with what you say, then that you've just made it
corner. You shit in the corner.
Then you don't. And it seemed to
that's really good.
It sparked a lot of honesty, because it was like I don't know, it's hard to reflect sometimes on hard to get kids to kind of look at things from another perspective about themselves, and you can talk to the fucking cows. It's hard to get adults to do that, to really kind of reflect on themselves. So at least, but I tried to put a bit of a carrot there. So that was the first time I did that. So I have to read through those now.
Nice idea. Do you write down these good ideas and say this worked, that worked? You know what I mean? Like, because I'd be afraid that would be lost to the ether.
With cycling to work this morning, I was just like, that's what I'll do. I'm not very good at which is a stressor because the person I work with, that's the same colleague that I was speaking about earlier on, that looked at me when I said karaoke. She's she's extremely different to me, extreme, as in everything is organized to a T. So when I rock up with I've had a lamp in the cellar for about 3 years that I put together. I found the wooden part of the lamp, and I found this giant metal shade, and I put a wire onto it, and I brought it into my house, and it lasted 30 seconds before it was very, very politely requested that this lamp leave the house. So it's been down in the cellar.
Yeah.
Then my colleague at work said to me, "Is like, yeah, it would be nice to get a lamp." And I was like, "Whoa, wait right there.
I'll stop you there.
I'll stop
Say no
you there.
more.
I've got a lamp," and I brought the lamp into. So I end up dragging all the stuff that's like pretty much all the stuff that is no longer allowed in my own house is now decorating my classroom.
That's a good name for an fucking cat. That again. That's a good name for a song. There's a lamp in the cellar, or something, or an album maybe. A little lamp in the cellar.
There's a rat in the cellar.
That's actually a song. I said there's a rat in the kitchen. That's a song. That's a song by I can't remember the name. They're a quite successful. I think they're a ska band. Anyway, no, that's a really cool idea though. With the getting kids to reflect on themselves, because yeah, you can't, like, I remember writing stuff, creative writing stuff as a kid, and you can be a little bit more honest now. You could be embarrassed about it afterwards or whatever, but sometimes the wall is broken down, and you are enticed by a teacher to be a bit more honest.
Yeah.
Instant regret afterwards, but like
I have you now. Fucking have you now.
Well, you said you pissed your pants. You said it right here in black and white. You do look smaller, actually, Andy. You are sitting. I'm conscious of our headline. The headlines are
slouching
really
now
different
because I was too tall earlier on. But no, it's just perspectives, Ed. It's just perspectives.
Okay.
Makes me think of Father Ted. There's a kid in my son's basketball team called Tony.
I really like Tony. I really like Tony.
And it's like, since we've heard about this Tony, me and my wife cannot stop making Tony jokes that are related to Father Ted. And for those of you that don't know, I recommend watching at least this episode of Father Ted, where Father Ted goes on holidays. I'm not sure what season it is as well, but can't stop doing it. So I had to tell, because we kept doing it, we told our son about the episode of Father Ted, because they're like, do we show him Father Ted? He's going to be interested in it?
Hard to know.
It's a weird one. So I went back. I was only like last night and the night before, I was watching Father Ted. I started with episode 1, season 1, and it's not really. It's certainly not. I don't think he'll get it. At what age would you show your kids? Like you're in the environment, like, you know.
I don't think they'd get it now. Anyway, I mean, like, you'd have to be a lot older, I think, to get it. No.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's kind of got a Killinascully kind of feel to it, doesn't it?
No, I think it's a bit better. I think it's better than Killinascully, to be honest with you. I think it's a bit more like. A bit more insight in it than Killinascully, I think. Because
last night I was at the Lovely Girls competition was on, and I was like, oh my God. Like, how would I be able to do this?
Well, the Rose of Tralee is just over. It's just finished there last week. So, you know what I mean? It's still relevant.
It's still very much the Lovely Girls.
Yeah. Oh, it's gas. Like, fucking hell, I think about it.
But yeah, Tony.
How did we get on to Tony? I can't remember. Anyway,
I don't know.
Yeah.
But other than that, then I think in terms of folk music for the week, I might try and pop out to maybe an open mic this week. I might go to one of maybe the 2 for Tuesday. I haven't been down at that in a while. But
would you sing it?
No, because I'm not. I'm just not practiced enough yet. I still want to. We're actually. Oh well, there will be a bit of music next Sunday. Actually, we're going to have a little bit of a jam. We're having a garden party here, so it's the first time I'll get together with the group, the band,
nice.
In a long time. Because I think the theory of, like, let's not perform and focus on the music has not worked out the way I imagined it was going to be.
When you say, what do you mean? Let's not perform. Let's focus on music, as in writing music.
Yeah. Let's practicing the songs that have been written, and let's focus on that. And all it has ended up doing is, well, I know for a fact that one of the lads at least is still regularly practicing every day and getting lessons. So he's always self-improving. I guess for me, it was going.
It's bad for the other guy that I know which guy you're talking about.
Well, the other guy is a percussionist. So that they don't have to practice at all. They just hit things all the
You're
time.
pushing an open door with me. Pushing an open door with me, Andy. Percussionists.
So yeah, so we'll meet up. We're supposed to meet up next Sunday, and other than that, then I might try and tip out. Anything going on with you, or your worlds are still flipped upside down, are they?
Yeah, I'm still living in the upside down. But no, it's still like again, I'm just working on a song. I am actually doing what you said. That's my model. But I'm nearly finished now. To be honest with you, to the point where I can kind of see, I can see the point where I'm going to be, like, maybe playing these songs, looking for places to play these songs to get
Nice,
them
man.
get them fresh, get them
Nice.
good,
Nice.
So yeah, I've kind of started going back over a few of them because like that I like write them and then kind of share them with you guys, and then I completely forget about it. I move on to the next one. I just completely forget how to play the previous song that I've sent, which is weird, isn't it? I think maybe do most people maybe not do that. I don't know. I don't know how people do it.
I don't think they do. Another friend of ours has recently contacted me and offered to record. He's next. He's the kind of person who gets into a lot of things, like, and
Right.
gets absolutely like psychotically into different things. And his latest thing is music, which is
Okay.
brilliant because he's a great musician as well. And getting into recording, and he's actually contacted me to say, like, will we come over? And he's just going to use us as his patsies.
Do I know this person?
You do, yes.
Okay, I know who you're talking about.
So like that, it might all be coming together at the right time then, between the finishing of the writing and the practicing of the songs, and maybe a few recordings then as well. And who knows, we might just make it on time, Ed. We might just make it on time for that schedule that we promised.
Well, yeah, well, that's the other big thing. You texted me there yesterday talking about like the 20-year anniversary of us hunting the wren, starting to hunt the wren. I was surprised by that. I didn't realize it was 2006 that we started. I didn't really have it in my head when we started. For some reason in my head, I thought it was like 2010 or something. But
nearly certain it was 2006.
Wow.
Nearly. Because I left in 2005 to go to the Middle East. And then I came back in 2006. And I think it was that Christmas then when we hunted the wren. That first Christmas back.
Wow.
So there you are now.
Scary.
Anyways, fucking two old men here reminiscing.
Well, I mean, it's a lot. It's like 20 years of doing that is a lot, actually,
Yes.
So, and like I said it to my wife last night when I was reading the text message. I was like, "Fuck, is that 20 years?" She's like, "Oh, you're probably going to do something special now this year." And I was like, don't know. Depends. Depends on how organized we are.
We'll definitely talk about it.
It's going to take up a lot of airtime, the planning, and then the eventual not happening.
Well, there's always been the dream of the Clark Memorial Hall, which is probably not realistic at this point yet, but it's the dream. Then there's the old church, which I heard is a venue as well these days that can possibly be booked.
For me, the problem isn't the venue. For me, the problem isn't the space where we do the thing. The problem is getting together to practice to do the thing and not shitting our pants up collectively on stage.
That's it. Yeah. Like keeping the second you get a venue, there's expectation. So lack of venue means lack of expectation.
I mean, when you wander into a pub, it's zero expectation.
Yeah. And then the only way is up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how we win them over, because their expectations start so low, and then
which
we
is why we
so
need
high.
to stop talking about albums. I need to stop talking about albums on this podcast.
I'm going to stay talking about it, because it's going to be good. It's going to be good, and it's going to straight to number one, whatever that is now. I don't even understand what number one is anymore. Is it? It's downloads now, I guess, right? It's certainly not album sales, that's for sure, because nobody buys.
Well, I tell you what, Bandcamp stars. That's what we're dealing with now. Well, there's a couple of artists there on Bandcamp now that are smiling down on us, or up at us, looking up at us. Actually, I read that it's very strange when it comes up on your, like, because I have a Spotify account as well, and it's like comes up on your phone. It says new album release, Nina Simone, and I'm
what? Oh,
yeah, and it's the same with John Prine as well. he's releasing a new album as well. Both, I believe, very dead artists. But I think
No,
there's still
no stopping
knocking
them.
out the tunes. There's no stopping
No stopping him. But I suppose it's like the Luke Kelly thing. There was a Luke Kelly album every fucking Christmas, the best of, a new iteration of the best of.
I don't know if these are best of or whether they're like hidden tracks that nobody knew about or whatnot. But yeah.
And it's just their estate, I guess, is releasing them.
I guess so. I don't know. I like
have rights to the
it pops
songs.
up and I kind of swipe it right and get rid of it because I'm like, don't you poison me? Don't you hook me in with that stuff? You know, you're not gonna get me.
But is Spotify kind of the devil now? Is it? Even though our podcast is there, even though we post a podcast there,
I
is
think
it
in
also the
terms of
devil?
artist sales, I guess once we go platinum, we'll find out exactly what the kind of feedback or what the give back is. But
Well, once we get all the power in the dynamic, we'll have we'll get all the power, and the dynamic will change.
then it'll change. Then it'll Succession Part 2. It's just us two.
That's the music. Music is quite nice for it, actually. What else was I going to say to you? No, that's pretty much it. I think. Sure, we're kind of wrapping up near here now.
We'll wrap it up here. Yeah. So I'm going to say once again, please, if you can, go on to Bandcamp, and I'm just going to get their names up here again now because it's a very hard name to remember.
And don't look at your cat. That's my advice for the week. Don't look at your cat. If you could just treat it like you would. What was the name of that lady who had the snakes for hair turning to stone? Was it Medusa or something? No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the one.
Treat your cat like you would Medusa. That's my advice for the week. Take that to the bank. Andy, have you got their name ready yet, or do I have to spit out some more shit?
Capella Cotra and I'm sorry, I was wrong. Capella Cotra is not the name of the river. The name of their album is called Zieloni Haj, and I think that has something to do with the river. The debut album from Belarusian Australian folk trio Capella Cotra. It's a celebration of the band's first year together. Belarusian folk, Litvak klezmer, and heartfelt contemporary interpretations of ethnographic folklore recordings all come together in this album, Zieloni Haj. Please buy it at Bandcamp, everyone.
I don't know what it means, but I know I like it. And I'll repeat my earlier joke. That band name means the Pizza Cats.
The Pizza Cats, and
that's what it means.
Capella Cotra, the band is named after the river Kotra, which flows between Belarus and Lithuania. I knew it. I have all the facts around me.
Don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt yourself.
I know, but I need a better system for all this shit that I have, But once the Patreon thing kicks in, we'll get that sorted. But
once we go
until then, have a lovely, lovely week, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye bye.